Ooh, hello everyone. How are we doing? It is time for a recap. Hello. Oh wait, there is music. Much better. Hi Oliver. Hi CJ. Howdy. How is everyone doing? Terrible news. Everyone, absolutely terrible news. I am slightly sick. I'm a little bit poorly. So please bear with me if I start coughing up a lung or something. It's very cold in London currently. That is my excuse. How are we? Have I got the right chat window up? I do. Wonderful. Well, I'm sure you've probably seen the title of the stream. It is another recap. We are recapping. Where is it? Oh, there we go. We are recapping what we did for the Illustrator challenges. You guys did a whole bunch with the Illustrator challenge, and I am so grateful. So thank you all for taking part. So what we are going to do today, well, for this stream, you got me for a whole hour, so I hope you got a glass of water or something, and you brace yourself, because we can take a little bit of time. I shouldn't be rushing to try and get through my time limit this time, which will be nice. But the plan for today, as we'll go back over what the different challenges are. There were 4 in total. If you remember, if you went and joined the challenge, which quite a few of you did actually, I got like 13 images that we're going to go over. We're going to go back over, have a quick refresher on the challenges, how they worked, and then we'll have a look at some of the stuff you guys, you lovely people on the internet creators. Hi Jack, how are you? Jack is one of the lovely people that has been helping folks over on the Discord. So if you have been posting anything, Jack has been there to give you some wonderful constructive feedback, along with myself when I finally found my way there. And a lot of the other moderators as well. So shall we get started? Shall we start with a refresh of the first challenge? Hi Robert. Hello. Yes, I think we'll do that, actually. Let's go back quickly to my working scene. So, if you'll remember, I should have had one of those sound effects, like the you know, the memory sound effect that they have on those TV shows. Anyway, the first challenge was Shapes Unleashed. I was so creative with my stream names. Where we had a look at using the shape function, basically all the shape presets in Illustrator. We got to grips with the rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon, star. We didn't actually look at the flare tool, now that I think about it, but we did use the other ones, and we used those in combination with each other to create a character, which came out pretty well, I think. I mean, you lot seem to think it was pretty cute, and I quite liked it. I mean, for example, just to hit home exactly what we did, we used repeating circles for my afro. We used a rounded rectangle for the forearms, a rounded square for their heads, and it's all of these shapes combined we were able to use to create a character. Now, I got 2, I think 2, I'm gonna have to double check, 2 submissions for this challenge. So let's take a look at how you did. So this was our first one. All of the images are coming from trying to cross my legs, my table is too short. All of these images are coming from the Discord. The challenge is still ongoing, so if you want to take part in this challenge or any of the other challenges, you can always go back, download them, and try them. People will still be giving you constructive feedback, so you know there's no reason not to. Keep practicing every day. Anyway, so we started with this one, which has a great use of shapes. You've got the circle for the face, circle for the nose as well. I don't actually think I did a nose on my character. I didn't do a nose. That was very bad of me. Or was it a stylistic choice? Creative license. Let's call it creative license. Really good use of shapes here. One thing I think I suggested in the Discord is that you can play with the thickness of the outlines, the stroke outlines, because that might make it read a little bit better. I'm a sucker for thick outlines myself. I think it makes everything look cute and it makes everything really readable. Depends on your personal preference, but I can show you what I mean by this, actually. If we go back into my working scene here, the whole image has a very, very different feel if, for example, I was to make the stroke like a 10. Still reads pretty well because, hi Zakir, yes, this stream is for beginners. We're actually going back over all the beginner subjects we went through for the whole of February. So if you have any questions about Illustrator, I'll be taking you through the challenges we did. These are all very, very beginner friendly. Welcome. The first challenge that we had was on shapes. Very beginner friendly. We just used what, like 2 or 3 different shapes and we made a person. But back to what I was saying, it's a very subtle change, but as soon as you change something like the thickness of the lines, everything reads very, very differently. Now that is a personal preference of mine, but I think that would help in this case to make the ooh, wrong button, to make the subject even easier to read. Oh no, do I have to go through this every time? Ha, there we go. We are back. Wonderful. Other than that, great. You could have even used a circle in place of the palm like I did on my version, because I see you've got the peace fingers up there and everything. Really good understanding of how to use shapes there. No problem, Zakir. Again, any questions, let me know, but I'm going to be waffling on for the next, I don't know, 40 minutes about the different challenges we went on. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm sorry guys, I'm a little bit sick, so I'm doing anything I can to feel a little bit cute, including wearing a bright yellow bow on my head. Right, so next one we have was an owl. Now this one was really cool because up until this point, all I had done was created a person. But of course, everything, which if you remember, you can go back and watch the VOD yourself, everything can be broken down into its base shapes. Houses, windows are squares, the doors are square, the door handle is a rectangle, the light is a circle. So if ever you want to try and tackle something that's a little bit more complicated, break it down into its base shapes, and you've got an owl, which looks fantastic. You've got circles for the eyes, you've got an ellipse that's been pulled out and pointed to make the beak. Lots of different things here. Even for the ears, you can turn ears into that shape by tweaking a square, which actually might be a fun experiment to do. So we've got some time. Let me show you how you might do something like that. Let me make it, is it this? Okay, let's get rid of these. All right, for this example, let's say we wanted to do a cat. Let's start with a cat. Why not? I like cats. People either say you're a cat person or you're a dog person, but I don't think that's true. You can be an animal person. Each animal has different, different personalities, different vibes. Anyway, enough waffling on. So imagine the circle is the face, right? If we wanted to turn the cat, the other shapes into ears, for example, how I would do it would be starting with I've lost my chat window. There we go. I would start with a square. I would rotate it. So with this arrow tool up here, the selection tool, hover in the corner, and I'd rotate it. I'd hold down shift to get it onto its 45-degree point. Now this is a slightly different tool because I didn't show you guys this one in the last stream. But can you see? You can't. It's because my layer is black. Let me change the layer color, and that might be a little bit. Yeah. So now when I select it, you should be able to see all the points. So if I now, using the pen tool, hover over this point, I can remove this. And then I turn it again, change the shape ever so slightly, and pull a little bit out. And from a square, if I put it in the right place actually, you got an ear. And then you just duplicate that. Shortcuts, let me tell you shortcuts. So to duplicate that, I held down the Alt key. Of course, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can do Control C, Control V, you can copy and paste. But if you hold down the Alt key and drag a shape, it will duplicate it. Hey RB, I would like to know how you manage your layer. Oh, you're going to expose me now. I am definitely a very messy artist, but let me show you how would be the best way to organize your layers. Let's do that. That's a good task to do. So if you ignore all the ones that don't have the eyes on them, we'll start from here. So if you've worked with any other Adobe tool that uses layers, so mainly Photoshop, this should be kind of familiar to you. You have like a main layer here, and then you've got this drop down where you have all your shapes inside. And from there, it will automatically name it an ellipse, give it another layer number or whatever the shape is. In this case, it will be paths for the ears. And if you have anything selected with the circle, it will highlight it. To rename the layer is really simple. Highly recommend it. Which ear is this? This is the right ear. You double click and you just type right ear, left ear. And it's probably a good idea to do because with Illustrator files you can be stacking a lot very quickly and you can lose things. A smart way to do it would probably be to separate the elements, so things that are in the background, midground, foreground, or different body parts that you might need to group together. Maybe you have a layer that's just parts of a torso. If you've got t-shirts and colors and lines and accessories on the clothes, you might want to tweak it that way. How I duplicate? Wait, did I not just do it? I can go over duplicating again. Let's do that again, why not? We're gonna get rid of this ear. So with the selection tool clicked, or that's V, and hold down the Alt, and then you just click and drag, and it's duplicated. That works with pretty much anything. Have the item selected first, hold down Alt, and you can tell it's going to work because if you have a look at my mouse, hopefully you can see it. I can't very well because I need glasses. But there are 2 arrows now, and that lets you know that when you click and drag, it's going to duplicate it. See, it changes when you hold down the Alt key. Very useful. But as I was saying, we have made cat ears. Although they're a little bit rounded for my liking. We can round that out. Actually, the rounding is a pretty cool feature as well. There are so much things you can do from the base of shapes. Everything can be tweaked. So, for example, we had the square. You get these small little points at the end, which you can click and drag to round out the corners as much or as little as you want. You can just click on one if you only want to do one. But if you just click on if you click once, it will move all of them uniformly. But you can also tweak it from the Properties tab over here. If you can't find this window, you need to go up to Window, hello, and it will be here under Properties. Because, well, you might have a different workspace layout to me. Oh, another good trip. RB is an absolute Illustrator master. Let's have a look here. If you have many layers stacked on top of each other, you can Control plus click on the eye of a layer to see the things below. Control. Oh no. Ah, that's a good idea. Oh, hang on. That's a really good idea. So this probably gives you a better idea of what that looks like. So it just shows you the outline of it rather than the actual shape itself, because if you were to make it fully visible, there you go. Oh, is the properties hidden by me? My big head in the way. Sorry. Let me move it to the left. Can you see a better view of it now? So this is the properties, and you can see it changes ever so slightly depending on what is selected. So with the square selected, now it changes into this, you've got transform options, you've got the option to flip horizontally and vertically, which you're not going to really be able to tell on a uniform square like that, but trust me, it does work. Down here you've got the options to change the corner types, to round the corner, to rotate the shape, and do all sorts. It's the same as press and control Y, but it's just for a single shape layer. Very useful tip. I should have added that into my cheat sheet, which by the way are still available. I do believe all the starter files are still available for download, but if not, they will be on my own personal oh my goodness, Behance profile, and you can download them there and have a go if you like. Okay, so I think let's get on to the second challenge, which was a splash of color. We were looking at the color tool basics, and there we were looking at how to use the eyedropper tool, how to use the recolor function. What else did we look at? Did I say the eyedropper tool already? Oh, swatches, using the library. And you guys created a whole bunch of really beautiful designs. Like, honestly, my use of color is embarrassing compared to you lot. So, very impressive. We have this wonderful plant pot. I really like this one. This one was actually a recolor of this one, which is another feature we had a look at, which is it's an AI feature. That's a generative recolor, which is one of my favorite features in Illustrator, honestly. So you had this color, these patterns, which are really wonderful, and then you've used the recolor feature to just kind of see what else it can do. I'll show you my version in a little bit, but we'll just go through the versions that everyone made. Oh, excuse me. Why the hiccups? Why the hiccups? We had this one. Now, this one will make more sense when I show you my version, but I love this. The streamer starring Ray. So my version was basically that character that I created. We turned it into a poster. If people wanted, they could color my version, or they could make their own. And this person has made the poster, recreated the character, so they've gotten some practice with the shape tool, and colored in the background. It's a very dynamic poster. I really like it. Yes, Jack, I love this one too. I think, what did we mention on this one? Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I think on this one, having thicker outlines would have helped a lot. Just because you're losing a lot of the details with the background. And it might have been a good idea just to have some of those back stripes, at least the ones behind the head, not be black, because the hair, which I'm assuming is my afro, has gotten lost in the details now. And a lot of what you'll find when you're making artwork is you want things to be easily readable at a glance, so you can kind of tell what's going on there. So separating things like that might have helped a little bit, but I do love the use of color. I love, you can kind of see that there are stripes on the shirt as well. Even got the legs in. I didn't think I even added the legs on my version, but got a lot of good practice in with that one. So good job, very good job. I actually got quite a few for the color one. I think the color challenge was the most popular. You lot did a lot with that one. The next one is this one. Oh, this one was really nice. You've got a really cool marbling effect on the globe. This person's like a Super Saiyan carrying a planet. I don't think it's our planet, but it's I'm gonna assume it's heavy. They're out in space doing all sorts. It was brilliant. I really liked the use of color. And again, I feel like having a thicker outline would separate it from the background, but probably maybe for the character themselves, just so I can see them a little bit better. The use of stars is great. You've already done it a little bit by having the stars that are further in the background be smaller, which is a good way to visualize depth, right? But you could have taken it a little bit further by adding more stars in the foreground, the stars in the foreground to be a lot bigger. Because the main character looks like they're firmly in the mid to background, so you could have played a lot with it to kind of really be like, we're looking through the stars and things like that. But I still really like it. There's a lot of fun things going on with this one. I meant to ask how they got the marbling effect going on. That one was fun. And this one, oh, I like this one so much. It gives me sort of like I think this is based off my character as well, with the curly hair. It's giving me like kind of granny vibes, but it's very cute. I think granny vibes just because my grandma, my paternal grandmother, she wears purple everything, so I kind of just relate the color purple to her. But I love the use of shadows on this. This one's kind of got a balloon effect on, so it's kind of generated its own shadows based off a light point, a light source that you set, which is really interesting. So it's kind of giving it this like soft feel, you know? It feels like I could touch it and it would be soft. I really like it. You've gotten a good use of shapes, and this one was the color challenge, so you've used a lot of harmonious colors with the purple. You've got different shades of purple going on here, which I liked a lot, and that was all of the ones that you lot have done. So let me take it back a little bit and show you what I did. So with that main character, we turned it into a poster, and this is the version that I put on Behance if you lot want to download and color it yourself. It's still there, so feel free to download it, color it, send it back to me. I would love to see what you come up with. And then this was what I came up with. So all the shapes had their own colors. Just a quick look at the oh no, that's the text to vector. Did not want to do that. Oh, I'm about to say I can't find my window. It's because it's not there. So it was missing. So for this one, we need the color, which is hidden behind my head again, isn't it? I bet it is. It's hidden behind my head. Goodness gracious me. Let me move it over. Let me move it over. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you very much. So, a quick recap of what we looked at. We looked at swatches. So, again, if you can't find anything that I'm looking at, head to Windows and just have a look down. Or, this is pretty useful. If you go up to the top right where that magnifying glass is, you can type it up here. If you can't find it, and for the life of you, you just can't see it, Storm, it's not there, type it in here and you can go find it. It'll say swatches window and it'll bring it up for you. Well, I just removed it now, but there we go. If you type it, and it'll go find it for you. See, easy peasy. So here's the swatches window. So the swatches window has a whole bunch of presets. You can create your own preset colors here, or you can go and search through the libraries. There are tons. Art history, color books, and all of them, as you might expect, change the color palette ever so slightly. If you want something more earthy, more festival-y, is that a word? I'm not sure. Skin tones. Also, it's a great resource. So if ever at any point you get stuck with colors, go down there. And it's as simple as clicking on the shape that you want to color, making sure either the fill or the stroke is in front, and then clicking on the color that you want to change it to. And that is how you add color. Simple as easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Do we still say that, or am I aging myself? I'm not sure. Don't answer. I don't want to know the answer. Next was the color guide. Again, everything's in the cheat sheet. You can find it in the cheat sheet. I promise it's there. This one is a pretty cool feature as well. Whatever color you choose as your base color, if you hit this square here, it changes everything to harmonize with that base color. So say you want something to harmonize with it, or you click the drop down, you can add a compound color, the complementary colors, the shades of it, and then you can choose from there what's going to go with it. Again, takes, unless you're really good with color. I will admit it's not my strongest suit. So I tend to use the features in here to help me get a better idea of what colors might work better. I like color, I'm just not necessarily good with color. Two things can be true. So over here, the libraries was a bonus feature, I believe. Now, to use the libraries function, you can either create your own and then add it into the library, which means it will be pushed to all of the Adobe programs that you use, which is really useful for things like branding, and mainly branding, or if you have a color that you really like and you don't want to be copying and pasting the hex code every single time, save it in your library, and then you can use it across all of the programs then. Oh, hang on, I know why I can't see anything. I didn't have it as live chat, I had it as top chat. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If I've missed your messages, please don't hate me. Just type it again. I had the wrong thing selected. Hello to everyone on YouTube. Oh no. Where were we? Ah, yes. The other way you can use the Adobe Libraries function is going to Adobe Color, I believe it is. Once you are there, you can search through a whole library of pre-made and user-made palettes. So, for example, this one, well, it is in Chinese characters, but what I searched for was summer, so it gave me a list of summer ones. This one is Hearts, Valentine's Day, and this one is Starry Night Sky, so you can save these. Hello, Peter, how are you? Hello, hello. Again, set works the exact same way. Click on the item, the shape, and then click onto whatever color you want to recolor it. Works same for the, hello, my mouse is double clicking, how dare you. Works same for the strokes. Wow, that hurts my eyes, let's not do that. But I think you get the point. And the last feature, hello, excuse you, is down here, which is one of my favorites. Oh, no, I need to select the whole thing. Excuse me. So, once you've got everything selected, you click on this tool right here to recolor. And then, can you see down here, it says generative recolor. Give it a few moments. Let me move this out of the way. I'm getting very, very messy here. So, you put in a prompt. I clicked on salmon sushi because why not? I do like me some sushi. Oh, and then after a little while, it comes up with some variations for you, and then you can just click and it will automatically recolor your work. Hi again. I'm glad you're doing well, Peter. Fantastic function. Absolutely love this one. And those are the, well, that's not the only way. You have the excuse. Let's go back. There we go. All right. And the last function I think we covered with this was the eyedropper tool. Not only can you, once you have, let's change this to something wildly different. Nope. There we go. Need to have that selected. Not only can you use the eyedropper tool and pick something from a photo reference, although to do this I will say you have to hold the shift key down, otherwise it will remove your stroke because the photo isn't registered in the same way other vector shapes are. It's not going to be like, oh, this has an outline around it. It's not going to do that. Thank you, Peter. It's going, so if you want it to just pick on the stroke or just pick on the fill, hold down shift and you can pick reference from anything. In this instance, I used the top from a photo of mine. A photo of me when I'm not as sick as I am now. Right, and then the other cool function with the eyedropper tool is that if you hold down Alt, can you see the icons changed ever so slightly? Is you can push whatever you've selected onto something else, so you don't have to constantly click and go back, click and go back. We want to save time here, you know? So, it's actually kind of cool. She's got like a long sleeve t-shirt on now. I dig that. That's pretty cute. Alright, how are we doing for time? Oh, alright, let's go on to the third challenge, which was text magic. So, on this challenge, what we did was use, reusing the character we created in the first challenge, we went on to the use text to create a sticker. And there are lots of ways to use the text function. Like it's one button and it does multiple things, which I think you're probably getting the idea for with this with these streams and these challenges. Very simple to use, but there is a lot of versatility inside of them. So let's start off with the first one. This lunar one is very on brand. There's like a fancy text and then you got stars underneath, and it makes me feel like it belongs on a drink bottle, you know. It's very, very cute. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but I think it's cute. Again, I think on this one you could have, I just noticed the stars have got different amounts of points on them. Nice. I thought they were all kind of the same type of star, but they're not. I think to add even more variety on them, what you could do is change the shades so they don't all have to be the same shade of whitish grey, unless that's something you're going for, in which case then you can change the size of them so you've got something a little bit visually different going on, because all of the stars currently are sitting on the bottom, so you've got all this space up top which you could use for more stars. Or because we did look at the type on a path function, you could have the text lunar following the curve of the actual circle, which would have been nice as well. You could have had it sitting on the outside or on the inside, but again, good use of the text tool. I have a suspicion that it was the type in a shape function used on this one. You get the idea 100%. I think this was brilliant. I like it, and you experimented. You've got pretty much all of the challenges rolled into one on this one, so good job. Good job, good job. Next one. This one was focusing more on the whole sticker element, using the shapes to... Is this the right one? I think this might have been the shape one. Anyway, point still stands. I really like the use of lines and making a custom shape. The way it was colored as well makes it kind of 3D-ish. Jack actually mentioned really well, very poignantly actually, that it gives a kind of origami feel to it just because of the way it's folded. Now in this instance, I think this is where the thin lines really work well, because I think they would be quite distracting in this one if you had thick white lines in between them. So the use of the lines, the use of color, and the way you've got everything kind of pointing into one direction makes it a bit feel 3D and geometric as well. And I believe this person was saying that they had a love of math and a love of geometry, and it's so great to see it being used, combined into art, because art can be anything. It can be math and it's awesome. I think this one was done really well as well, so good job. Good job. I think we got one more. Oh my gosh, this one made me laugh so much. The all-seeing Stormy. I promise you that it's a lie. It's not true. I have very bad eyesight. I can't see what you're doing. This one really put a smile on my face. So you've got the type on a path function here. You can see with the text following a circle. So probably what they did first was created an ellipse, and then using a type on the path function, which I will show you in a moment, you can type along any path, square, circular, custom, which is, I kind of want a sticker of this now. Isn't it brilliant? Oliver's laughing as well. And then on top of that, you've got this really cool sort of lens flary gradient thing going on in the background as well, which I really like. It does give the sort of shiny foil effect. The only thing that I would suggest, just so the character doesn't get too lost, again, I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, is probably do something with the outlines. Or no, I would probably say do something with the outlines, because you're starting to lose the detail with the face and the body. It's not as easy to read. So if you just add that sort of break in between one shape and the next, either through a line or through a color or something like that, it would make it a bit easier to read. But I really like this one. I do. I'm just looking at it like, oh. Now let me show you the versions that I made. Where's the button? There we go. So going back to our main it's going to be like our mascot, I think, at this point. These were all the text functions that we had a look at. I can get rid of these now, I think. So we've got the basic text function, and I use a clipping mask to hide the text behind a circle, which I can show you how to do that. Then you've got this one here, which is the area type tool. So what I had here was basically a ellipse, and then I wrote in the ellipse, but you can have that. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. Type on a tarmac. Type on a tarmac. No, that's not what it's called. Is that what I said? So this one was typing in an ellipse, or I say ellipse because that's what it's called, but it's a circle, you know what I mean. You could type in any shape. If you made a heart, you could put text in a heart, which would be great for something Valentine's Day themed, or, you know, lovely themes, because don't just wait till Valentine's Day to send cute things. Just saying. Then you've got the circle here, which was the type on the path, and then you've got this one, which was a fun function, which is the touch type tool, which basically means that as soon as you type anything, you can select a particular character, and then you can move it up and down, left and right, and twist it, and then the rest of the font will kind of move and align itself around. Why is it has to be type on a path? Because it's a path, innit? What do you mean? You're typing on a path. Do I have time to show you how that works? Yes, I do. Why not? Let's do a couple of examples of showing how I did. Which is the most interesting one? Let's go with the type on a path, since that one seems to be giving us the giggles at the moment. Let's make a fun path. Let's do squiggles. Why not? We'll use this curvature. Let's go around. And that is my. Excuse me. Thank you. That is my path. So now what I'm gonna do, I actually need to choose a color, because typing white on a white background is not the best. Let's go with brown. Oh no! I just filled it in brown. Our council doesn't like us typing on the paths. So if I click on type on the path tool now, if I hover over this path, I can click on it. And you can kind of see it's oh so tiny. So tiny. Let me make it a bit bigger. Let me make it a bit bigger. There we go. And it's immediately just typed along that path that I've drawn, which is really, really cool. So you can make any shape if you want to outline a subject or something. Works really well. And then from there, you've got a couple of options you can do. So from here, you can, let me go back to this one. Wow. Nope. Oh, I'm on the wrong typing tool. No wonder. Okay. Would you stop being so difficult? Ah. So I can continue to tweak the path as well, and that will automatically update the text, which is pretty darn cool. Another very cool feature. I need to stop doing that. My mouse is double clicking. Now Storm is... I am confused. We should not mix a tarmac and a path in the same sentence. See what you guys have done to me? Terrible. Terrible, terrible. Oh, we actually... How have we only had 15 minutes left? I thought I had a whole hour to waffle on about some of the cool features that we went over, but no. Somehow I've still managed to run out of time. Well, not entirely. We still have the last challenge, which was... There is a pattern. So we used the idea that oh, hello, are you running automatically? Don't do that. Go back. Thank you. Okay. So we used the shapes that we made, all the characters, all the text, all the stickers, and we turned them into patterns. So they could be reused, repeated, can be pushed to things like cushions. I think I showed you lot the multiple Stormies on the cushion, or a mug, because absolutely everyone wants one of those. But we had some really great examples. People, well, this one is a strawberry pattern, which is, it just makes me want a strawberry dress, and it's making me really desperate for like summer. It's very cold here at the moment. I have a cold because it's cold here, and this just makes me have so much envy for warmer countries right now. Well, this was a really nice design. I love the way the strawberries stand out from the dress, the detail with it as well. Again, personal preference here. I think it could have been quite nice to have either different shades of strawberries or different sized strawberries on the dress, but I think it works really well on its own. I like it's what was written in the Discord. I think that this one was quite dreamlike. It's based off someone's dream, like she's riding through the sky, and it definitely gives me that impression. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And this one, the army of Stormsies. I love it. So on this one, the main character was made and she was duplicated. Sometimes it can be some tricky to make text on the path. It can be a little bit tricky, but with a bit of practice and using the cheat sheet I made you, you will get the hang of it very easily. It's simple to use, but getting all the nitty-gritty details out of it is where some of the fun is, in my opinion. So on this one, there are two versions of this one actually. There is the version with a background and the version without a background. Do you have a personal preference? I think some people like the version with the background. I think I actually prefer the version with no background. I don't know if it's just because there's more storms on screen and it just makes me giggle, but I also think that it's less complicated. Maybe if the fill background was just a solid color, it might go well. It doesn't necessarily, it's not a bad thing if it's a gradient, but it can be useful to have a consistent style throughout the whole piece. So if there is shading or gradients in one part of the image, it could be useful to have it in more parts of the image, because you've got very flat colors on the characters and then you've got the gradients in the background. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either. I'm talking so fast, excuse me. But yeah, I think I actually like this version a lot. I really want to see, I hope that they do, like, put it on a mock t-shirt or something, just so I can see what that would look like. That made me so happy. Why don't I show you what my patterns were? Because that one was a pretty fun challenge in and of itself. So we made, oh yeah, you can see it. We made stars. And then we did a version where I basically, kind of like the Army of Storms submission, made my own. You could, I know, right? You could turn it into wrapping paper. I would turn it into wrapping paper, then you would know it's from me. Easy. That is such a good idea. Hi Deval, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Am I, hopefully, I'm seeing things from, I don't know if I'm missing something. Uh-oh. I pressed something. I don't think I should have. Oh no. Nope. Nope. We are fine. I need to stop clicking on things. There we go. All right. So there were tons and tons of ways that you can use the pattern function, but let me refresh your memory on how to do some of the basic ones. So when it came to this, what I did, well, it's basically a collection of random objects, random stars. Let's drag this one here. Actually, no, let's be creative. Why just stars? Let's have some circles in there. Why not? We can have circles. Yeah, let's have circles. It's like a dark circle. Thinking of wrapping paper. Hey, Studio Channel. Thanks for stopping by. So once you've made all your shapes, you can select everything. You go to Object, Pattern. Hello. There we go. And then Make. And then immediately you are pushed to the pattern options. And from here, if I zoom out a little bit, you can kind of see the pattern in its entirety repeating itself. And then from here, you can still tweak anything in that blue box is the visible pattern. So I could say, I'm not really feeling this. I want to add a couple more points. Let's do that. Add some more. Oh, if you're wondering how I did that, by the way, when you're hovering over, you see this, the two arrows going either side. That's like adding more or removing points, which is a pretty cool function. Might add another star here, and it adds and it updates in real time. So anything I've done here, the rest of the patterns will also repeat. From here, you can change the tile type. You've got grid, brick by row, which is probably a little bit easier to see on a different type of pattern. But yeah, it's a case of just experimenting and playing around with seeing what sort of pattern works for you. I will try and use 3D and the pattern. Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool. I look forward to seeing that, Robert. 3D is not something I've experimented with much in Illustrator, but it is a fantastic tool. I've seen people create some really, really cool things. Absolutely love it. So this is actually something that someone said when they tried to create a shape, a pattern, it did not go straight to your swatches. Usually, once you've made your pattern and you, let me move this over here, excuse you, and you hit done, you can't see it very well, but this one here, new pattern 3, if I was to just open up a new, yeah, let's just open up a new one. Nope, go away. And pick the ellipse tool and click on that swatch. Not double click. I said click. Thank you. I can just click and drag it out, and that will automatically make my pattern in whatever shape. Like, look at that. That's kind of cool, right? Could go on a beach ball or something, and that could be applied to pretty much any shape. If you weren't using that, you were drawing with a rectangle instead, or you had something that was initially a, let's make a funky shape here, why not, something like this. If you started off with a fill shape, all you had to do is go over to swatches and click on it, and it will apply your pattern to it. Put a circle in the page. Where? Which, you want in the pattern? Up here? You want me to put a circle in the pattern here? I'm not understanding. I think I've misunderstood, Arby. I love shapes. I love shapes too. They're a lot of fun. But these are probably some of the basic functions that you will get a chance to have fun with in Illustrator. And from using shapes, color, text, and patterns, you can kind of go and make anything you want. It's a good starting off point. So if you still want to go and have any practice yourselves, feel free to go and download the challenges, because I think they remain up there. Behance / challenges illustration, I think. I will have to double check that for you, but it's around. The cheat sheets are still available for each of them. For the character, I forget that's what we made. For the character ones that we had a look at here, oh, she a little bit bald, there we go. For the character, for the poster with the colors, for the text, and for the patterns. I hope that was a pretty nice overview, but there are so many other features in there. You can still tweak it further by creating your own shapes with the shape builder tool, which we covered briefly, I think, on our first lesson. More things you could do with the text, and other things you can do. Oh, Jack, thank you so much. I couldn't remember exactly. No, I did get it right. No, I did not. I was kind of right. Behance.net / challenge / illustrator. I think I said illustration. So I apologize. That would be my error. Oh, and the other fun way to do patterns I was talking about over here was the repeat function, which you can access by going to object, repeat, and then you've got options from radial, grid, mirror, etc. On this one, I believe it's the grid that I did, and you can kind of click and drag. You can tweak how many are in there by, oh no, let's not crash my Illustrator, by clicking and dragging up and down. So you can make a very, you know what this is giving me? This is giving me Where's Wally? Where's Wally vibes. I actually really like this. Oh no, I was just messing around, but I kind of actually really like that one. The tilde, yeah, I have the, wait, no, I don't have the tilde key. Where is it? No, I know it's usually in the top left, but I do not have it. I do not have it. for some reason. If you do a circle fill with a round gradient, make a copy and fill the top circle with the path, you have a ball. So with a round gradient, make a copy, fill the top circle with a path. Yes. Yes, you do. In fact, you do. That's a very good point. See, everyone's coming up with tips and tricks. You guys learned. You did. You learned a lot. And you're teaching me things. See, it's a good exchange. I like it. I like it. So I think that is probably it from me. You have got another. Actually, I think it's my sister next. Pixie Pew is up next. Alright. And she will be taking you through Premiere and some really cool things there. So please do stick around. You've got a couple more recap streams up just after me. So thank you so much for taking part in my challenge. I hope you had fun. I hope you still make some challenges and experiment. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.